Tonight on the Black Channel, did I call it or did I call it? Well over a year ago. Not a year ago, way over a year ago, before Joe Biden dropped out of the election. I called it. And if you keep watching, there it is. And don't listen to any moron tell you everybody knew that, because the same folk who say that didn't say a word last year. However, I do not bring receipts. I bring invoices. Here's your invoice from CBS Sunday Morning. You all can hear this right here. And by the way, there's some cringeworthy stuff, visuals in here also. You've been forewarned. And you can hear it for yourselves.
Has not abandoned old-fashioned politics. This past July, we spent a day following him across South Carolina, which just happens to be a key state in the 2028 presidential race.
Donald Trump, if we do this right, within 18 months, de facto will no longer be president of the United States. He will be neutered.
And you're not afraid to go into red states?
No.
When I saw you slinging shots behind the coffee bar, I thought this guy might run for president.
I have no idea. The idea that a guy who got 960 on his SAT that still struggles to read scripts, that was always in the back of the classroom, the idea that you even throw that out is in and of itself extraordinary. Who the hell knows? I'm looking forward to who presents themselves in 2028 and who meets that moment. And that's the question for the American people.
Is it fair to say after the 2026 midterms, you're going to give it serious thought?
Yeah, I'd be lying otherwise. I'd just be lying. And I can't do that.
Governor, you have a long...
There it is, folks. It is not speculation. It's not rumors. It's not Jason. You don't know nothing. You're not sure about that. You just guessing your way through it. Well, that wasn't me speculating today. That was Gavin Newsome letting you know. By the way, yeah, I know that guy on the Black Channel's been saying this for well over a year, but yeah. So there you go, folks. We're going to come back to that in just a moment. But by the way, he's not the only one going into the midterms of 2026. He's not the only one who is considering tossing his Jughead hat, his Jughead crown into the ring. Oh, folks, the San Francisco treat. Kamala Harris. Oh, people, you're not ready for this Sunday. You're not ready for this. Apparently, the memo must have went around and it's lit a fire under some people because they are staking out their political, social real estate right here, right now.
For you. You write very powerfully about the differences that many women have made to your life, whether that was your meeting with Angela Merkel or the experience of growing up with your extraordinary mother or the stories of your baby nieces, Amara and Leela. When are they going to see a woman in charge in the White House?
In their lifetime, for sure.
Could it be you? Possibly. Have you made a decision yet?
No, I have not.
But you say in your book, I'm not done.
That is correct. I am not done. I have lived my entire career a life of service, and it's in my bones. And there are many ways to serve. I've not decided yet what I will do in the future beyond what I am doing right now.
But you've been very clear that it's a possibility you might run again to become president. And in my experience interviewing politicians, when someone says I'm not done, it means they are thinking seriously about running. But when you look at the bookies' odds, they put you as an outsider, even behind Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I mean, is that underestimating you?
I think there are all kinds of polls that will tell you a variety of things. I've never listened to polls. If I listened to polls, I would have not run for my first office or my second office, and I certainly wouldn't be sitting here in this interview.
please.
Yeah, people. Oh, we're coming in hot today. I mean, just the first 5 minutes of the program, and we're coming in hot. So Gavin Newsome and Kamala Harris are both signaling that they are considering open to a presidential run in 2028. There are so many angles to this and so many avenues, and I'm going to give you all a refresher on all the things that you've been told here from the black media all this time. Rolling the bowling ball, of course, didn't say any of this. He's not going to say any of this. He can't say any of this because he's a Democrat and a Democrat shill. So, of course, he's back in their play, no matter what. But over here in the actual black media, our stance on it is considerably different. Now, first of all, I want you all to be aware of something. I said this before, and I'm reiterating all of this again. It is no coincidence that all of this is being controlled out of California. You better believe that Nancy Pelosi has her icy, crippled, decrepit, antique fingers all over this. Let's be clear about that. Nancy Pelosi is out there in California doing what she does, and this octogenarian is sitting out there pulling the strings and manipulating it as she has been doing for the last decade. And if she can't run it, she can ruin it. And that's her stance today. If I can't run the Democratic Party, damn it, I'll ruin this thing. Well, Jason, how do you know this? Well, first of all, these were the two marched out there before. It was Nancy Pelosi who said that she called Joe Biden and said, you got to get out. And also, never forget that the media has been doing its thing, focusing on Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. As you all know, the media has been focusing on them and talking about they're getting numbers, and people said that there were two politicians that they were looking at the most who they considered to be similar, Donald Trump and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. What? Because they consider that people were saying that she strikes them as being genuine. She's saying what she really believes, even if they don't agree with her, and that most to them resemble Donald Trump, who had just won his re-election for president. He had just won. Nobody was talking about any of the California kooks. They were talking about AOC. As I told you all 4 years ago, arch nemesis to Nancy Pelosi. Remember when Nancy Pelosi went on 60 Minutes and said, Alexandria Ocasio isn't a leader. She's a leader of what, like 6 people? And then they started removing those people from Congress, as we saw. So I mentioned this years ago, and no, that has not ended. So the corporate media is talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and what do you know? Just a few weeks later, a month or two later, after the corporate national media has been putting the spotlight on Bernie Sanders and AOC, talking about, those two could run for president. There's a presidential ticket if we ever saw one. And what do you know? A few weeks later, not one but both of Nancy Pelosi's California puppets have jumped up to say, by the way, we coming for 2028. So I don't want you to have any misgivings or misperceptions about who it is who's really behind this, who it is who's really pulling the strings, who it is who's really puppeteering this. No, she has not gone away. No, she has not stopped. No, she is not going to just recede into the background. No, she's going to go to the bitter end, and she's not going to stop until she gets stomped out. But she is not going to willingly remove herself. Nancy Pelosi ain't stepping down. You're going to have to knock her down. then that's just what it's going to have to be. And now they sent out Gavin Newsom to say from the beginning here, is like, let's go ahead and quiet all that noise that, he's looking at running in 2028, which is what I've been saying now for a couple of years. I was saying this before the Democrats even chosen their nominee. I've been saying it for years now that Gavin Newsom is so obviously planning a run for 2028. And after the events of last summer, I said, there it is right there. And that I told you he was going to fall back. He was not going to run. He was going to fall back in 2024. And he's setting up for 2028 when Kamala Harris loses and the lane is basically cleared, at least as clear as it's going to be for him. He would not be doing this if he didn't already have Nancy Pelosi's backing. So all of the antiques and fossils in this gerontocracy that you call a Democratic Party, this lets you know all of them have done gotten together. All of the elderly antiques who run the Democratic Party have gotten together. Chuck Schumer, Al Green, Maxine Waters, Nancy Pelosi, all of the political fossils have clunked their collective elderly heads together, and they've decided they're going to back Newsom. That he is the best anti-Trump they can come up with, of course, because he's bought and paid for by them. So he's the best they can come up with there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the article here, of course. Let's take a look at The Guardian. They did an article about this. As you see, Gavin Newsom confirms he is considering 2028 presidential run. Gavin Newsom, California's Democrat governor, told CBS News Sunday morning he plans to make a decision on whether to run for president in 2028 once the 2026 midterm elections are over. Nonsense.
Lie.
He's already made his decision. He made his decision 4 years ago. He's waiting for the lane to be cleared in 2024. Didn't happen that way. He already made his decision. So this is lying. He says, yeah, I'd be lying otherwise. We know you're lying because you're awake. Newsom's term as governor ends in January 2027, and he is not able to run again due to term limits, but cautioned that a decision is years away. Fate will determine that, he said. The California governor has emerged as a high-profile critic of the Trump administration through his social media accounts and push of a ballot measure that would increase Democrats' congressional seats in response to Republican redistricting efforts. A move that has made him a target for critics. All right. A CBS poll conducted earlier this month found 72% of Democrats and 48% of all registered voters said Newsom should run for president in 2028. Since Trump took office, Newsom's favorability has increased to an average of 33.5% from about 30%, and his unfavorability has decreased from an average of over 40% to 38.4%, according to Decision Desk HQ. Earlier this year, Newsom told CBS while on a trip to several battleground states, by the way, earlier this year, nobody's running this year, sir. Oh, I'm sorry, he's already running. On whether he plans to run in 2028, I have no idea. He noted his earlier challenges in life, including being diagnosed with dyslexia at the age of 5. All right. So just understand here. Just understand. Yeah, they've been raging this and stuff, and it's exactly what I told you all it was. Gavin Newsom, as I've been documenting here, has been running for president and running against black people's issues and agenda absolutely unerringly. He has done it consistently and without reservation. Every time a black issue comes up, he's voting it down. I told you that he's not going to do anything. He's just well, Jason, what's he counting on? He's simply counting that Trump is going to screw what happened to Biden and Harris. Trump was hoping that Biden and Harris would screw up so badly that he could get back in the White House. And now Gavin Newsom is only doing the same thing. He's hoping that Trump screws up so bad and becomes so unpopular that people will simply vote for the alternative without demanding anything. That's the game plan, people. That, well, he doesn't have to do anything for you. The only thing he has to do is not be Donald Trump. That's all he has to do. All those issues you dumb niggas talking about, we ain't got to do none of that. You just need to vote for him because, well, I ain't Trump. But I'm not supporting any of your issues. You expect me to do something for your black asses? Hell no. You gonna turn out and vote for me because you're gonna have a bunch of old niggas and a bunch of young niggas who identify with the old niggas talking about, ooh, Trump was bad for the country, man. It's just been bad and terrible out here. Okay, but what is Gavin gonna do for us that Trump wasn't doing for us? So it's the same old shell game, people. Exactly what I told you all before. He ain't doing nothing different. Now, of course, he was in South Carolina, so of course it begs to reason here that, oh, take a look at this.
Nigga, what?
Yeah, and if this looks familiar to you... Damn! Same old playbook, people. No, you'll never see these images on the old dead black media. They're never going to remind you that this is the Democrat playbook, and then they lie through their asses and don't do anything for us. They surround themselves with black folk to get the vote, a bunch of skin and grinning niggas. And by the way, the folks in this picture are probably paid Democrats sitting around the president. I want y'all to know that's how it works with these photo ops. I need y'all to know that. When Donald Trump was working the damn drive-thru, remember last year when he was working the drive-thru at that McDonald's? You all do know that everyone who came through the drive-thru was vetted by the Secret Service before they could pull up to the window. What? No, people, I'm not making that up. You can go back and read the stories. When Donald Trump was at the, quote, drive-thru at that McDonald's, the franchisee who owned the place was friends with Trump, and all the people who came up to the window to get their orders, all of those people were vetted by the Secret Service. It was a scripted, choreographed photo op. Jason, no way. Go read it for yourselves. Don't believe me. Prove me wrong. Prove that I'm not telling the truth right now. You can go and Google it. Okay, but folks, that's the way it works everywhere. Take a look at where these folks are sitting. Do you think they're going to allow them to sit next to the President of the United States and they don't know every damn thing about these folk? Do you think that they're going to allow these people to be sitting right next to Joe Biden and they don't know anything about him? Oh, don't worry. These are just the folk who showed up at church. I'm sure they're clean. That ain't the way this works, people. All these campaign stops these candidates do, all the folk who get to sit next to them, those are Democrats. They're not Democrat leaning. They're not Democrat supporting. These are fellow Democratic Party members masquerading as random members of the public. And that's what it really is. So I'm reminding you that this is the way that politics works in America. So when I see Gavin Newsom surrounding himself with a bunch of black women literally on the other side of the continent, you got to wonder, do they even know who the hell he is? Fellow Democrats, sure, I'm certain. And this photo op is to make you believe there's something else going on. Now, let me get back to this one.
In terms then of what is next for you, you write very powerfully about the differences that many women have made to your life, whether that was your meeting with Angela Merkel or the experience of growing up with your extraordinary mother or the stories of your baby nieces, Amara and Leela. When are they going to see a woman in charge in the White House?
In their lifetime, for sure.
Could it be you? Possibly. Have you made a decision yet?
No, I have not.
But you say in your book, I'm not done.
That is correct. I am not done.
All right. Let me go back to this one right here. Take a look at Kamala Harris's face when she's talking here.
When are they going to see a woman in charge in the White House?
In their lifetime, for sure.
Could it be you? Possibly.
She looks so damned insincere. Take a look at her face. This is from a woman who says a lot of phony things. Do you see the look on her face? That is the most insincere look you could. She is absolutely, completely uncertain of a damn thing she's saying. She is simply holding out hope. She's simply holding out hope at this point, but that is the face of insincerity.
Have you made a decision yet?
No, I have not.
But you say in your book, I'm not done.
That is correct. I am not done. I have lived my entire career a life of service, and it's in my bones. And there are many ways to serve. I've not decided yet what I will do in the future beyond what I am doing right now.
But you've been very...
You are done. Just, ma'am, you are done. There are no more Willie Browns for you to snuggle up with, so you are done.
Very clear that it's a possibility you might run again to become president. And in my experience interviewing politicians, when someone says I'm not done, it means they are thinking seriously about running. But when you look at the bookies' odds, they put you as an outsider, even behind Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Nigga, what?
What? Damn! Boy, the interviewer there, why did she have to take a look at Kamala Harris's face? Really? Oh, that's the look of a soul being broken. Take a look at Kamala Harris's face hearing that. You're behind Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And do you see Kamala's face? That she's like, really? Did you really have to say that?
They put you as an outsider, even behind Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I mean, is that underestimating you?
I think there are all kinds of polls that will tell you a variety.
Yeah, she didn't really say nothing in response to that. Yeah, she didn't say nothing in response. She said, baby, look here. You behind Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And deal with it.
Yes, sir, baby. You trailing in the polls behind Dwayne Johnson and The Undertaker. Mark Calloway is leading you in the polls. You're running neck and neck with Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Ric Flair. That's where your popularity sits today. You are running neck and neck with Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Ric Flair. I think you could beat the Road Warriors, but I'm not certain. It's iffy, because I think one of them's dead. What? She might be able to beat the Road Warriors, because one of them's dead. But yeah, man. Yeah, she's baby, you further behind than you think you are. It's not that. You're further behind than you think you are. So, like I said, Kamala's out there. I think she's just playing spoiler, to be totally honest. I think she's just playing spoiler. I don't think she's seriously, okay, both the Road Warriors are dead. Well, she might have a shot. Damn! I'm just saying, if both of them are dead, then she might have a shot. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's too early to tell. Just because they're dead doesn't mean they can't beat her. Please understand that. Just because they are deceased doesn't mean they can't win. Well, Jason, how are they going to run against her at the campaign stop? She going to run against herself. All they got to do is just sit back and let her talk. So, yeah, Kamala Harris is floating around. It's one of two things. Either Nancy Pelosi is putting her out there, or she's bitter with Aunt Nancy Pelosi. And this one's a very real possibility that she is bitter with Aunt Nancy Pelosi and she's unhappy. And that because of that, she's like, okay, you going to throw Gavin out there? All right, we're going to see. You're going to throw Gavin out there? All right, we'll see how that goes. So I think that there's a part of her that wants to be spoiler. There's a part of her that's looking to be a spoiler, I think. So if Nancy Pelosi isn't pushing her up to this, she's doing it, to thumb Nancy in the eye. Because what did Nancy do for her? Nancy Pelosi didn't really do anything for her. Nancy kind of undermined her, so she doesn't owe Nancy very much of anything. Here's the problem for Kamala. The problem for Kamala is, baby, you blew a couple of $1 billion.
Oh, please.
Who's going to get behind you? You gave a bag to Beyonce and a bag to Oprah and a bag to damn me, call me daddy.
Nigga, what?
She dropped off a bag to all of them. That's what you do with your damn campaign money. If anybody's foolish enough to contribute to you, that's what you did with it. Yeah, Cardi B, Kelly Rowland, Fat Joe. Damn! It was like a lame version of the BET Awards. Just imagine a lame bootleg version of the BET Awards. Yeah, I mean, she gave Al Sharpton and Rolling Bowling Ball. Yeah, she was making it rain all over the place. But okay, so who's gonna give you $100 million, $300 million so you can go make it rain over at Roland Martin's and Kelly Rowland's houses? Who's gonna belly up to the bar to do that one? So Meg Thee Stallion was out there dancing. I'm like, okay, but didn't you get shot in the foot? What? Kamala Harris gave Meg Thee Stallion a bag so good she was out there dancing on a shot up foot. She only had one good foot, but she was dancing on it. That's how good the bag was that Kamala Harris gave Meg Thee Stallion. She said, here, take some Tylenol. I need you guys here and dance. Oh, baby, ain't nothing wrong with my feet. I'm good. Okay. That was how well they did that. So, yeah, Kamala Harris is letting y'all know that she might be a little bit angry. Might be a little bit angry about some of what's been happening. She might be getting ready to play spoiler on them. Just so she can go ahead and let them know, by the way, I'm still out here. And I think that's kind of what she's saying there is, by the way, Nancy Pelosi, by the way, I'm still out here. I kind of think that's what Kamala is doing. She's kind of low-key threatening Nancy. By the way, heifer, I'm still out here. Don't think for a moment that I can't make trouble. I'm still out here. So I think a part of that's got something to do with it. But then again, it comes back to the rest of us now. It comes back to the rest of us people. What in the hell do we get out of a Gavin Newsom party ticket? What the hell is in it for us? Why would I believe, even if he did offer us something, why the hell would I believe him? He's had all these years to do something. I don't need another white Democrat acknowledging the existence of racism. We already know that part. What you all ain't doing is doing something specifically for us that will actually combat it and defeat it, while Donald Trump is literally sitting over here marching white Afrikaners over here to America. Y'all afraid to stand up for specifically black folk, and Donald Trump is bringing over white Afrikaners talking about white genocide. Nobody getting killed, but it's a white genocide on African soil. What the hell will we support you for? See, this is the problem with you damn Democrats. See, y'all talk to the old niggas for so long that you think that you all can show up years later with the hey boo. They're like a bunch of damn old decrepit blues singers come walking up to you. They hit the music. Hey baby, how you doing? What are you doing here? I know, baby. I know you're still mad. That's what they be on. And we're supposed to just go for it. We're supposed to just go for it, and we're supposed to just, oh, well, you know. What are you back here for? Baby, I know you're mad. I know you're mad. I know you're upset. I understand. But I need you to understand that I'm a new man now. I'm a new man now, baby, and it's going to be different this time. I know them babies with them other kids, with them other women and whatnot. I didn't love none of them hoes, baby. I was confused, but I want you to know I'm back now. I'm back now, and I'm ready for you. I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to get a job. I'm ready to stop smoking weed. I'm ready to stop drinking and hanging out late. I'm ready to start contributing to the 401k at my job, baby. I'm thinking long term, baby. I'm thinking about you. If you just give me one more chance, baby, just one more chance. I know you got them other niggas over there in your ear. You can't listen to all your friends, baby. You can't do that. That's what the Democrats are giving us today. They giving us the old blues nigga talk. Not offering anything different. It's just, well, baby, I'm back. Okay, nigga, you should have kept your ass out there. You've had all this time. He ain't helped the kids or anything. Oh, baby, you know, little Timmy. Little Bobby. Little Bobby, you know, I ain't been by for Christmas in a while, but I just didn't want to upset the kids, baby. You bought presents for the 3 other women's kids. Baby, you don't understand. They caught me at Target in the toy section. This is what dealing with them is like now. It's like this. They're literally coming back to us with the old blues nigga stuff. And no, it hasn't escaped me that Newsome is booed up with the chicks. He ain't gonna be really talking to the black men because the black men ain't gonna have none of this damn booed up talk. You can sit up here and throw your arms around the females. He's taller than them. He's smiling all big. They're just like, oh, this is what a white man's cologne smells like.
Oh, please.
Oh, please.
Oh, please.
Y'all know that damn mammy look. Oh, these chicks right here, they ain't seen a dance club. They ain't doing nothing. All they can make it to the damn voting booth. That's it. The only thing that they good for is making it to the voting booth. So they standing next to Newsome and they're like, oh boy, we gonna be on TV. Girl, I'm going straight to Instagram. Newsome knows not to try this with any black men. He knows that. He knows black men ain't gonna be skinning and grinning and smiling. That's not what we're gonna be on. And you can't sell us on that idea either. You can't sell us on the idea that if we see somebody smiling with Newsome, the rest of us gonna fall in line. Ask Kamala Harris how the hell that went with D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey. Yeah, she pulled out all the big guns, Newsome. She thought that was gonna, you and your dumbass party thought that was gonna work too. Y'all thought and we just throw every damn celebrity in the toy box at them niggas. then they'll show up. How'd that work out, Gavin? How'd that work out for you? You know, when Kamala Harris tried it. By the way, Gavin, how did that go? As I understand it, not too well. So I see the damn playbook. They send a white man out there and you tell yourselves that black society is some matriarchy and that if the females are sitting up here smiling, don't worry, the males will fall in line. Remember, I told y'all that last year too. Remember, I said that last year. I said these old white supremacists and suspected white supremacists don't understand. In black society, the men are the leaders. We are the leading indicator. You think we're a minority? No, when we make a turn, we just turn first, and then everybody else turns behind us later, and that's what happens. The Democrats are still trying to play the black matriarchy ticket. That's what they're trying to do, and they got another damn thought coming when they come and talk to the men. And the men remind them, hey man, ain't you voted down every damn thing we brought you? I want you all to understand something. This is our mission now. When Hillary Clinton wanted to run for president in 2016, what did she keep running into? She kept running into 3 strikes and super predators. Gavin Newsom wants to run now. He's going to keep running into reparations and denying foundational benefits. He's going to keep running into that. That's what he needs to be asked about. That's what he needs to be questioned about. What the hell did you do for black folk in California other than oversee their gentrification and ethnic cleansing? What the hell did you do? He's still governor now, and he's not supporting anything specifically for us. Bunch of excuses why he ain't got it. Well, this will be the topic of discussion everywhere your ass shows up, Gavin. You can sit up here and have these choreographed photo ops while nobody was paying attention. When it's time to pay attention next year, just like Michael Bloomberg in New York, your track record gonna be front and center. Your paperwork is dirty as hell, Gavin.
And deal with it.
Your paperwork is dirty as hell. Kamala Harris is bad and you're worse. So you can go ahead and take your damn shot for it, but just letting you know everything that's up right now. We're waiting for you. I told you this 2 years ago, Gavin. I said it 2 years ago. You can go speak to the friendly in your back pocket podcasters if you want to. They don't represent the swing vote. Their audience is going to vote blue no matter who, assuming they go outside. The swing voters are over here. The swing voters are over here, and we're waiting on you. We're waiting for you, Gavin. So you can either take this ass whooping in 2022 or 2024, or you can take it in 2028. It's all good. But I said it in 2016. I said it when Hillary Clinton lost then. If the Democrats don't listen, we can do this again in 2020. We can do this again in 2024. We can do this again in 2028. We're not going anywhere. Well, they didn't take it seriously. All right. We can do this again in 2028. We can just do it again then. But we are not changing the agenda, and the topic of conversation is not going to shift, and all that's going to happen is a bunch of awkward stuff. That's it. They didn't want to believe that. No, they were sitting up here telling themselves that everything was going to be all right. That's what they told themselves. They told themselves we don't have to do anything differently. And they'll get wore out and they'll get Trump fatigue, and then, oh well, we back one more again. And to show you all some of that there, I want to replay this thing here one more time for you all to show you some of what he was talking about here, just to give you a reminder.
Fashion politics. This past July, we spent a day following him across South Carolina, which just happens to be a key state in the 2028 presidential race.
Donald Trump, if we do this right, within 18 months, de facto will no longer be president of the United States. He will be neutered.
And you're not afraid to go into red states.
No.
When I saw you slinging shots behind the coffee bar, I thought this guy might...
Slinging shots like he's going to be
Within
Tom
18
Cruise
months,
in cocktails.
de facto will no longer be president of the United States. He will be neutered.
The cameraman knew the assignment. The cameraman understood the assignment. By the way, who is this fella right here? We got a black male, look like he got sunglasses on up here. Black male wearing dark blue with sunglasses on. I'll be damned. That looks familiar. Oh boy. You know, that looks familiar. Yeah, boy, straight out of Central Casting. So, folks, the Democrats are staking out their claim. They are making it very, very clear that they intend to just rerun the same old playbook. No changes, no alteration, no shifting. We just gonna run the same playbook. We're not altering nothing. Nothing at all. And they're just hoping that we are going to forget about it. They're just hoping we're going to forget about it. In the chat room, Cherry Red, I'm very glad that you have some suggestions for us to make. Very glad that you have some suggestions for us to make here. I would be very interested in following up on that. I'd be very interested in following up on that, since clearly you have some suggestions you'd like to make for us here about what we should do. So why don't we go ahead and fire up the Zoom for you? Let's go ahead and fire that up, and you can clarify for all of us here. Certainly you have a suggestion to make, and why don't we go ahead and just clarify that? Let's go ahead and get that on out here. All right, Cherry Red, let me go ahead and get the link up here for you. And of course, like I say, we are open to all kinds of suggestions there. Now, of course, this certainly wasn't the first thing that we would have had in mind. We would have thought of something different, to be totally honest. But like I say, if you're going to help the Democrats out before 2028, this is the time to be doing it. Just saying. All right, let's go ahead and pop the Zoom link there at the top of the chat room. So, Cherry Red, we look forward to making your acquaintance. You can go ahead and clarify for us exactly what it is that we are missing in that regard there. So, you have a suggestion? We are open to suggestions. And we'll be glad to go ahead and hear from you for that. So, I guess this is as good a time as any to take a very brief commercial, non-commercial break here. Before we do, I want to thank everyone, and I do mean everybody who has contributed toward tonight's program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo. Shout out here, my man, Mr. Richburg. Thank you very much for your support tonight, brother. We appreciate that. Shout out here to the code leads. Black America, we don't vote for any party unless it's reciprocal. We need our communities restored like everyone else. We need it reciprocal. You damn right. To Ray the King, if lineage-based cash reparations ain't passed now, you might as well hand the presidency to Vance or Rubio. The Democrats ain't reading the room. We ain't pro-immigration, pro-abortion, pro-LGBT, pro-do it for everyone else except ourselves. Cut the check. Better believe that. We're going to go ahead and take a very brief commercial, non-commercial break here. When we come back, the Zoom link is now open. We're looking for Cherry Red. Although the rest of you can go ahead and give us a call up here as well, too, by the way. This is the Black Channel.
Like the skills from the east to the west, bringing education, yeah, we're simply the best. Classes on fire, brains burning with desire, innovation driving like a tire through the mire. Math, science, history, we got the whole range. Kids hitting new heights, teachers making a change. Used to be the teacher, stacking up the grades. Future bright shining, no need for no shades. Got the youth thriving, moving up the ladder. Smart and sharp, brains growing fatter. Lessons so lit, yeah, they stay in a blaze. Every mind sharp like a sword in the haze. Mr. B in the house breaking knowledge chains. Education kingpin, we reppin' the games. Used to be the teacher.
Order yours today to experience all the benefits of Ash Kickin' Body Butter. With skin so smooth and soft, you'll thank us for it. Shop Ash Kickin' online. That's ASHKICKIN.com.
Hi, this is Brenda Starr, creator of Poetry with a Purpose and author of the book Pressed But Not Crushed. Pressed But Not Crushed is an anthology of political poems that address current and historical issues in American descendants of slave population and African American population. The book describes slaveries and its residuals, Jim Crow segregation, social depredation, and other relevant issues to American descendants of slaves and African Americans, including the current political climate that does not address our issues.
This is the Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority. Very glad to be with you all here this evening. And we are discussing that, 2028 is coming down exactly the way that I said it was. Everything I predicted for the last 3-4 years. Yeah, it matters where you get your news and insight. Now, folks, please remember, if you were listening to the old dead black media all this time, they were not banging on any of this. They were not saying any of this. They were not putting it in clarity for you. They were just telling you vote blue no matter who. We were saying this the whole time, and what do you know, it's breaking down exactly the way that we said. So you can listen to your so-called Democratic consultants who get every damn thing wrong, or maybe they're not getting it wrong. Maybe they're doing exactly what the party wants them to do, which is cause confusion. Or you can come here to the black media. We have an unparalleled track record of accuracy. And everything these other folks were telling you not to worry about, we told you, oh, we've got our eye on it. And here it is, exactly the way we said. So Gavin Newsome has officially said on the record that he's considering 2028. I already told you he's not considering a damn thing. He's trying to figure out how does he get the black vote and at the same time circumvent it. That's what he's trying to figure out. How do I get the black vote, but simultaneously circumvent the black vote? How do we get black folk to support us simply based on don't vote for Trump? I'm not going to do a damn thing for you, but don't vote for Trump. Isn't he a real bad guy? He's helping the Chinese move into Altadena. All the folks out there got their houses burned down. He's helping Chinese investors move in there, y'all. So that's what they're doing. Yeah, that's what America needs, for the rest of the country to be run like California. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Let me go ahead and jump over here on Zoom right quick. Let me see if we can get Superpower Media up here on Zoom for me. All right, Superpower, what's on your mind?
Wow. This is scary. We got to go through this all over again with these old niggas and old hoes. This don't make no sense for her to be thinking that she can run again. This is amazing, man. They haven't read the room, and I want to say this to all of the Foundation of Black Americans. We run the yard, and it took us a while to get here, but you and others brought us to this moment, and they don't realize that you got to come to the new black media if you want the black vote. You can't throw whatever they're gonna try to throw at us, if it ain't tangibles, if it ain't cut the check, it's not gonna work. They got to come to the new black media and talk, and that's what they don't want to do. And they trying to work their way around it, because what is Newsom? What is he going to run on if he don't get the black vote? He'll never be president. She'll never be president. And so they trying to figure out, well, like you said, well, if Trump mess it up bad enough, well, he can mess it up. He messed it up already, and even a year yet. We ain't worried about that right now. But you will never get our vote as Foundation of Black Americans. We're not stupid. We're not idiots. And that's what they keep trying to figure out. Okay, how can we get this black vote again? It's called cut the check. And you had politicians saying that on their campaign trails a couple of years ago. So that's when I knew then that the new black media was running the yard, Jason.
Brother, here's the thing. What Gavin doesn't understand is what I said before. Last summer, you remember, my biggest concern was Kamala Harris, if the Democrats made her their nominee, that she would be behind in the polls. You remember, I expressed misgivings about that. I'm like, I hope that doesn't happen. It is essential that when they put her in that position, that she's got to be leading in everything. She's got to be ahead of Trump, because if she isn't, they're going to come back and say, well, she was a bad candidate from the beginning and had nothing to do with black folk. You didn't have anything to do with it. The country just didn't want her, XYZ. The great thing about when Joe Biden dropped out, when Kamala Harris went in, she immediately shot ahead of Trump in the polls just that quickly. And I was like, it held in there for about a month and a half. And I'm like, this is exactly what we need. They can't come back and say she didn't have a fair chance and didn't have a fair shot and nobody gave her a chance. They will not be able to do that. And I told all of you what's going to happen is she's going to open her mouth. Man, remember, brother, you were there watching me. She was quiet from July to September. Wasn't giving interviews. Remember, I did whole programs about that. Hey, Kamala Harris ain't giving no interviews. Her poll numbers were up. They started coming down. And then she started doing interviews. It took a couple of months before them poll numbers started sinking enough for her. But then they went down enough and she started giving interviews. And that meant you're opening your mouth. And I said, it's all downhill from here. And sure enough, right after that, everyone was talking about what she was saying. She was vomiting all over herself. And that's when she marched out the celebrities to try to take your mind off of that and surround her with star power like the most unknown member of Destiny's Child. It's not going to work out. So that was what happened to her. The more she talks, the more unpopular she gets. Well, guess what?
Right.
It's the same thing for Gavin Newsom. The more Gavin talks, the more unpopular he will become. He's already been unpopular. I don't give a damn what they're saying. We found a poll that says his numbers are going up. Well, that's because he's not running anything yet. And he's not talking yet. And you haven't asked him any real questions yet as a candidate. But as soon as you start doing that, back off to the races again. When he starts talking that talk and talking that weirdo, that real creepy California thing. Hey, men going to the bathroom with your kids. Ain't nothing wrong with that. When he starts cranking that one up, all I can say is J.D. Vance going to be sitting up here dancing the Macarena to the damn White Houses. J.D.'s going to be like, please interview Gavin. Please, please, please let me be running against him. Please. I mean, brother, the Republican field is going to be so damn thick in 2028 if Gavin's running. If they hear Gavin is running, they all going to line up. That's what's going to happen. Everybody who ever even thought about running for president through the lunch line at the Congress is going to put in their hat for president when they see it's him. Because he's on the wrong side of every 80-20 issue that America has. And not being Trump is not going to help him. All he's going to do is remind people about what they didn't like about the Biden administration and the Biden Democrats. He's just going to remind them of that.
Yeah, he's like red meat to some pit bulls, man. They're gonna devour that dude because he's too clumsy. What he should have did, he should have gave us California the reparations like he promised he was gonna do, and he tried to backdoor us and try to act like he was gonna do. That was the worst thing he could have done, was deny us California reparations. He'll never be president,
brother. Here's the thing, you're nail on the head with that. But let me go a little bit further. Because remember, we're saying reparations here. My whole thing is he should have offered something.
Right.
Here, the problem isn't, okay, he didn't offer reparations. He ain't offered a damn thing.
That's right.
Illegal aliens have a license to kill in California and are privileged members of this community in California. And meanwhile, the only people with any legitimate grievance, you didn't offer us anything. It's not just that you didn't offer reparations. You haven't offered anything. You didn't say, well, I can't do reparations, but let's do this over here. You know, in politics, brother, this will be all about compromise. They ain't compromised with us on a damn thing. It isn't, well, we can't do reparations, but we will do this over here. Well, you all came to us with 5 different things, so we can't do the reparations thing, but we can do one of these over here. They didn't do anything. No hate crime, no anything. Okay, can we get a fund for housing? No, they claim to be so concerned about housing. Okay, where's our housing fund since you all stole the damn Freedmen's Bank? They didn't offer nothing. That's the crux right there. Not that you didn't offer reparations. You didn't offer anything. You just came back and said, oh, can't do nothing for you. Vote for me in 2028. You can kiss both of my black ass cheeks.
Deal with it, nigga.
I'll let you have the last word.
You know, he tried to fool us with the Bruce's Beach thing, and that was a trick bag too. And I want to let people know that the new black media is more powerful than the mainstream media, these entertainers. I mean, we don't even have a $1 billion budget, and we taking down politicians. So all we got to do is stay on code and keep going, marching toward the mark that we're marching toward, and just stay strong, man. Because these people, they can't throw this at us no more, man. B1 Jason, keep up the good job, man. You're doing a good job out here, man. Thank you.
B1, thank you very much for giving us a call tonight here. Yeah, this wait and switch, people. It's not bait and switch, it's wait and switch. He didn't offer us anything. He didn't say, okay, let's go ahead and see if we can chop this up and negotiate something here. Let's see what we can get done. They didn't offer a single thing. So this is my moment to remind you all that the Democrats are the party of Charlie Kirk. What? Oh, need I remind you all that the Democrats are the party of Charlie Kirk. They're the party of we honor Charlie Kirk. Folks, understand something. We're going beyond just the crime bills of 84, 94. We're going beyond just super predators. We're going beyond just that. I'm talking about what the Democrats are doing right here, right now in the modern day. We'd be a damn fool to vote for any of you. You are obviously Republicans. You are the party of Charlie Kirk. They think they play this bait and switch game. We'll do the same thing the Republicans are doing, and hopefully you all have forgotten. The problem for them is that we don't forget. So they've racked up a whole new list of offenses. The old ones are still there, and now they've piled on a whole new list of offenses. So, boy, they got an uphill damn climb when it's time to go back and do something. And all this, well, we ain't Trump, that's not going to play as nicely as you tell yourselves it will. We've grown weary of, well, we're not Trump, because the problem is we can't tell. We can't tell the damn difference. What is it you substantively done other than support Charlie Kirk and white supremacists? What have you actually done? Hey, if Charlie Kirk can be honored in Congress, can't Malcolm X? What? Can't Huey Newton? Can't Minister Farrakhan if Charlie Kirk can. All of a sudden, your Democrats will start talking like Republicans. When you hit the Democrats with that, it'll be like Elizabeth Warren. All of a sudden, they'll start talking like Republicans to you. It's like, I'll be damned. Y'all sound like the damn Tea Party over here. See, the thing is, they didn't take it seriously until Steve Harvey was out there. And Steve Harvey, because of course niggas talk too much, he had to drop the damn dime on them and say, all y'all folks talking about reparations and what the Democrats need to do, y'all be calling up, yeah, he got the message. I reminded y'all then when he said that, I said, people, the message has gotten through. I'm here to officially declare to you all, the message has officially gotten through. They're just trying to figure out how they can deny it and evade it. But their internal pollsters and all their consultants are letting them know this black thing is a big problem. They want to know what you're going to specifically do for them. This is not a minor issue. It's a major drag on us. What are we going to do is the only question that they're asking. Oh, man. Let me go ahead and see if we can grab Huey Freeman up here on Zoom right quick for me. Let me go ahead and see if we can get Huey up here on Zoom for us here. All right, Huey, we're looking for you there. There you go. All right, Huey, what's on your mind?
Hey, brother, quick question. With this whole Gavin Newsom thing, I have a prediction that might be off, but I think it might be Gavin Newsom and J.D. Vance going for a presidential election. What do you think about that?
I have serious doubts about J.D. Vance making it all. I'm right now, as of 2025, I don't see any way that Trump allows J.D. Vance to go. Okay, let's take a look at the math. Let's take a look at the basic math and remember that history is the past is the best indicator of the future. Please name for me one person who has been booed up next to Trump, kissed his ass and tried as hard as they could that he didn't eventually stab in the back. Name one. Just one. What did he do to his previous vice president? Tried to get him killed. What? So the closer you get to him, the more suspicious of you he becomes. Ass kissing Donald Trump don't help you, because the more you ass kiss, the more he's like, you're an ass kisser, and he disrespects you and hates you even more now. So snuggling up to him is not a strategy. That's the problem. Snuggling up ain't gonna help you. And J.D. Vance has been snuggling up more than anybody in the hopes that it will spare him. And I'm just saying, dude, you are in more danger than anybody else, quite frankly. The other thing is that, remember, I told you this, J.D. Vance was originally a never Trumper, remember? He was one calling Trump a Hitler.
Yes, he was. Right.
Okay, and Trump chose him. You think Trump means well for him? He chose J.D. Vance because J.D. Vance didn't have any power outside of himself. He was very young, comparatively speaking in politics. He's very young. He has no power outside of himself. He has no alliances outside of himself other than Peter Thiel. So in other words, Trump can slam dunk him anytime he wants to. Vance can't stop him. Vance can't fight back. He has no support. He has no power base of his own. What will get Vance in trouble is if it starts to look like he's congregating one. Remember, I said this last year too. I said if J.D. Vance looks like he's congregating a power base of his own, Trump is going to go at him right then. Don't matter when it happens. Over the course of the next 4 years, if it looks at any point like J.D. Vance is starting to congregate power for himself and accumulate power of his own, Trump going to go at him. It's on right then. Right there. And he's going to get, what's his name? John Bolton, anybody else, James Comey, anybody who looks like they getting some clout for themselves, okay, you going down. And that's just it. The only people he wouldn't do that to is his family. And J.D. Vance is not in the family. You are the useful idiot who you couldn't challenge. He chose a lackey who couldn't challenge him. And he's going to demand that it stay that way. And so because of that, there's no room for J.D. to rise. J.D. can't rise. If he ever starts rising, Trump will be the one who knocks him down. It's not going to be the Democrats. Trump will be the one who does it. Because he's not going to want anybody to be more preeminent than him. Period. So My prediction at this point is it'll probably be somebody from the establishment. Because remember, the establishment doesn't like Trump to begin with. They've been against him the whole damn time.
Yeah.
So I predict 2028 is going to be the revenge of the establishment. The establishment is going to choose an establishment candidate. They're going to all get behind him, and they are going to demand to usher in the end of the MAGA era so they can get back in charge. And J.D. Vance is not what they there's no way in the hell they can trust him for that. So I don't think he has a future either which way it goes, unless Trump is staring down the barrel of another indictment or something. If that starts to materialize as a real threat, then he'll start looking for, that would be the only real saving grace JD could have, is that he would be Trump's best option to run under those circumstances, because he's in the hot seat with Trump on these issues. Everything Trump has done, he's been right there to co-sign it. So that's the only real alternative I could see that would help JD at this point.
Okay. Now for Gavin Newsom, like, he's gonna, my thing about Gavin is that he's gonna have a lot harder time trying to convince young folks to vote for him, especially how he ran California into the ground, where you have basically high gas prices, high everything up there. Also, with all those illegal immigrants running through California, getting over the citizens, it's going to be hard for the U.S. population to get behind him.
He's not running on merits. He's going to be running on, well, I'm not Trump. That's it right there. So that will be, he's hoping that'll be his antidote to all those things. Yeah, that stuff's not cool across the country, but, well, I'm not Trump. And, you have to take a bunch of, we're going to blow open the border again for you, but I'm not Trump. So that's what he's offering, bro. That's what he's offering.
We're screwed. All right, Jason, you have a good one, man.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. We appreciate that. Let me see if I can get Brother Elijah up here on Zoom right quick. He's probably going to be calling me from a subway somewhere. All right, Brother Elijah, what's on your mind?
Good evening, big brother. Be one with the family. All right. I'm not calling you from the subway. I'm calling you from McDonald's. I just got my hair cut. Mm-hmm. All right.
You got your hair cut at McDonald's?
No. My my barber's right across the street. I'm using the Wi-Fi at McDonald's. That's why.
Yeah, y'all. Brother Elijah's like a Timu TK Kirkland. TK know everybody. He's be everywhere, and Elijah's like a Timu TK. He's everywhere too. It's just always some janky situation when he's there. TK is with celebrities. Elijah, he gets around too, but it's usually janky. TK is on the private jet. Elijah's on Amtrak. TK is getting his hair cut in Beverly Hills. Elijah's getting it cut outside McDonald's in New York. He's almost got his life together. That's Brother Elijah. He's working on he's almost fly. He's almost fly, y'all. Just a little bit more and he would be fly. All right, Elijah, what's on your mind?
Thank you so much, big brother. Thank you for tonight's broadcast. I'm not going to be long-winded, but I just want to have a quick dialogue because I need to expand. I want you to expand on your wisdom on this. Tonight's broadcast reminds me of a broadcast you did 2 years ago when you did a commentary about Elon Musk moving to Austin, Texas. And you made a very deep statement, and it ties into Gavin Newsom. The mayor of Austin, Texas, once said that we're going to turn Austin into the San Francisco of Texas. And you said when you hear something like that, that should be fighting words right there on the spot. And I understood what you mean. That's the new way of saying how to ethnically cleanse black people out your city. In other words, that's a new way of saying purging the N-words and everything like that. Well, let's look at Gavin Newsom and everything like that. A lot of people believe that he wanted to give back Bruce's Beach, and he gave back Bruce's Beach, and you clarified that 2 years ago too, and said don't get your hearts pitter-pat over that. For the simple fact that didn't cost him anything, because look what happened. The guy had to wind up selling back the land for $20 million, and that was by accident about that Bruce's Beach. That was one of the Los Angeles County, Janice Hahn, she discovered that that beach was eminent domain from that family, and she worked with the governor to return it back to him. That was never even a Gavin Newsom thing and everything like that. And then when you look at Gavin Newsom's track record, he low down Willie Brown set the trend. Gavin completed the style because he was in office from 2004 to 2012 as San Francisco's mayor, and he completely demolished the black population for those 8 years out of his city. Then we look at the stunt he pulled last year with the reparations. He sent his no good black goons to do his dirty work for him, not bringing the bill up for reparations.
Well, I mean, that was the reason why we had to broadcast on that, was because I wanted everybody to know. I mean, I've been to Manhattan Beach a few times, and it's a beautiful area there and stuff. So that's why I'm like, wait a minute, I know that area. I know El Segundo out there. I know that area. And so I'm just saying, okay, I'm looking at it. And from the very beginning, it was incumbent on me to tell everybody, okay, I know y'all are talking about this story, but I want to let y'all know, yeah, I don't see that going like that. I know it's proximity to the airport, and I know it's very, very, very envied to have. So when I see Newsom, I'm like, okay, I think I know where this is going, because I've always made the assumption that he would be running for president. But I also know that he doesn't have any black credentials. He doesn't have any black credibility. So I saw that as what it was, a desperate gamble to fabricate, well, I did something for black folk. And it wasn't minor. Oh, this $20 million. And I'm like, the land is much more valuable than the $20 million. The land is much more valuable. The whole point about Bruce's Beach is they've always wanted to run us off the land. That's been my point the whole time, is disinheritance from the land. Right now in Houston, Texas, y'all talking about Austin. Right now in Houston, Texas, for those of you who don't know, they're looking at like a $13 billion plan to basically, I guess, make a loop or a bypass for Interstate 45.
Nigga, what?
In case y'all didn't know, you can go look this up for yourselves. In Houston, Texas now, you got your white mayor. You have a white mayor in Houston now, and what do you know? Now here comes the state of Texas, and now, we want to do a $13 billion. I'm looking at it. It splits off from Interstate 45 and then comes back to it, so it looks like a bypass.
Yes, sir.
Is what it looks like. And what I'm saying is that, by the way, guess where they want to route this new freeway?
To Dallas, if I'm correct, right, big brother?
No, nigga, it's just going to be from one part of Interstate 45 in Houston to another part of Interstate 45 in Houston. But guess what part of town they want to route this new freeway through?
Oh, yeah, our area. Brother.
Guess, by the way, a tried and true American tradition, eminent domain. Guess what side of Houston, whose neighborhood they want to put the new freeway through?
Yes, sir.
Y'all can go take a look at it for yourselves. Don't believe me. You can go look at it for yourselves. If I'm making this up, then prove I'm lying, although y'all know the story's already out there. But yeah, by the way, and this ain't gonna be this is not gonna be a few houses, people. They want to make this thing just as wide as Interstate 45 is now. So they basically want to make an Interstate 45. It looks like a bypass to me, but they want to make it looks like an Interstate 45 bypass that is just as wide as the current Interstate 45.
Yes, sir.
So to anybody who's been on Gulf Highway out there and seen it, I mean, that's a massive thing, and traffic is always terrible. Okay, I get that. But yeah, by the way, their plan is to, you can go take a look at it. Welcome, while all these white supremacists in the media will tell you ain't no racism. Okay, they'll tell you that. They'll tell you that, and then take a look at what they're doing. So you want to talk about DEI, it looks like that. It looks like this. Sir. It looks like this. So just so you all be aware, that's the kind of thing that's going on there. So taking our land has always been the priority. Always. Nobody thought that America was going to become a beachfront community in that way. Nobody thought that.
Yes, sir.
Nobody thought that. California wasn't popping really until the 60s. Nobody thought that was going to be the case. So the reason why you see black folk, traditionally, we've been near waterfront, swamps, lakes, rivers. So when you talk about Lake Lanier, Great Dismal Swamp, and Bruce's Beach, well, yeah, because that's basically pushing your ass into the sea. You can't stay in town. You can't stay in the city. They pushed us out as far as they could till they got us into the damn ocean of the water. That wasn't really some place that folks wanted to be back then. Yes, over the course of the last 60, 70 years, that has changed. All of a sudden, America's about beachfront property. All of a sudden, we have a federal program that does reclamation. I've had to teach you all about that before. Down there in Miami, in California, Virginia Beach, Myrtle Beach, they're part of a federal government program. Every 10 or so years, they send the reclamation machines out there to dredge up sand and barnacles to restore the beaches. Now, it doesn't help underground. It helps on the beaches. It doesn't help underground, which is why the hotel, those high rises they have on the beaches tend to still keep sinking.
Yes, sir.
But the federal government is who's making those values stay up. Not the state. The federal government's paying for that. That's how beachfront property became a thing in the United States. And it's the money that you get. I've told you all about this before, but I'm reminding you, the funding that you get is dependent on your tourism. So if you're a tourism hotspot, that's what qualifies you with the federal government. The federal government's going to take a look at the tourism, and if you need it for that, okay, we'll do that. So, by the way, that's just another nigga law. I'm from Louisiana. They don't do anything for us. Yeah, down there in South Louisiana was a bunch of black folk, by the way. They've never done anything for our coast. The coast of Louisiana has been receding now for 30 years. And what do you know? Who's in the south of Louisiana? Baton Rouge, New Orleans. Oh, here we go again.
Yes, sir.
So, but these other places, the federal government stepped in to make sure that they retain their coastline and retain their beaches. So whether it's the freeways or whether it's the so-called beachfront, we are always in the target. We're always in the crosshairs. And Gavin Newsom has not done a damn thing. He hasn't even had a conversation about it. That's the real killing part about it. I don't want to hear any more damn lip service. I've been done with lip service now for 20 years. I don't want to hear any lip service. I don't want to hear none of that. The only thing I want to hear your lips telling me about is what you done dropped off and what you done did. I'm talking about, only thing I want to see them lips doing is talking about the tangibles. If you did not discuss the tangibles you brought, we ain't got a damn thing to talk about. There's nothing for us to discuss. And he's been governor of California now going on 8 years. He's had every opportunity to plug that hole. If he was actually ever going to do it, he's had every chance to do that. We're at the point now, we're like, yeah, same old thing. If y'all were really going to do something, you'd gone ahead and done it. If you haven't done it, it's because you're not trying to do it. And you just want us to vote for you because, well, the other guy's just as bad. Why don't we just go ahead and let you two go dogfight this out and y'all can go put each other in jail or whatever and stuff like that and call us when you brought out damn tangibles. I'll let you have the last word.
All right. I'm going to be quick and I'm going to land my plane. Hey, Jason, I got to California in 2012 and I saw still a sizable amount of black people there, but I noticed the change after Gavin Newsom took over for Gerald Brown after the 2018 election. I started to see a mass exodus of black people because nothing, especially in Los Angeles, nothing shows that more when you're in downtown Los Angeles. The top groups you see over there is white, Asian, and Hispanic.
Well, there's plenty. There's plenty of black folk in downtown Los Angeles. You just go to Skid Row.
Oh,
yeah, your black population is on Skid Row. I've been there many a moon. 6th, 7th Street, all the number streets heading to downtown, crossing over. I think the 110. Yeah, all the black folk are on Skid Row in downtown Los Angeles.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, thank you so much for tonight's broadcast and everything like that. And like you said, we're waiting on him because he's going to be the first domino to drop as soon as he throws his hat in the ring. Be one to you and the family.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Yeah, y'all, like I say, that's what Gavin Newsom did. You take a look at San Francisco. Remember, Mayor Lee of San Francisco gave the city away. He gave up the whole city there as much as he could to Asians. See, when Mayor Lee took over in San Francisco, Mayor Lee his goal was to turn San Francisco into an Asian enclave. Here come the East Indians. Here come the Koreans. Here come the Chinese. All the black folk got pushed out. You got pushed over the bridge back in Oakland. Shout out my brother Black Voltron forever. You got pushed out south. You got pushed out where they built the 49ers new stadium at. The black folk got shoved down there. Oh, here comes the stadium. Move your ass some more. We're not done moving you yet. Move some more. So when Mayor Lee took office, all of a sudden it's all about the Asians and let's get them anything that they want. Everybody's giving everything to everybody else. They have no problem openly saying what everybody else needs to get. It's only when we show up that everybody agrees that starving us of resources, well, that's just the necessary sacrifice to keep the peace. They can agree on everything else, but they don't want to have a fight about us. So us doing without, well, that's just the cost of keeping the peace for everybody else. Otherwise, they would have to get into some arguments themselves. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump back over here on Zoom again right quick. We got Quinlan up here on Zoom. All right, Quinlan, go ahead and turn off your speakers.
Otherwise, they would have. Hello?
All right, brother, what's on your mind? Let's go ahead and jump back over here on Zoom. Okay, just turn on your Zoom sound, sir, not YouTube. All right, Quinlan, go ahead and turn off your speakers. Otherwise, they would have. Newfangled technology has got them confused.
Oh, man.
It's like Quinlan. Just turn on your Zoom brother, sound. I can give you 5 more seconds. If you don't have a niece or an auntie to help you with that, I got to move on. Newfangled technology is going to be. It sounds like he's got his niece over there. I'm like, turn on your Zoom sound. Give you 5 more she's seconds. Trying to help him. It's not going well.
It's not toxic.
Newfangled technology is going to be.
Okay. You there?
His niece. I'm here, but the problem is I hear too much cacophony. You need to turn off YouTube and just talk through Zoom. Trying to help him. It's not going well.
Hello? Toxic.
All right. All right, y'all. We're going to let them work out their iPhones. We're going to let them work that out for a minute. Look like he has something up to date, but it's just they don't know what to do between YouTube, Zoom. They got the TV on. He's talking. She's over there trying to assist. It's not going so well. So we'll give him a chance to give us a holler back some other time here. The mission of the Black Channel is to give you the insight and analysis you'll receive absolutely nowhere else. In Washington, in D.C., in California, they have multi-billion-dollar think tanks, and their job is to analyze the political landscape so that they can properly determine what will happen later in the future. So they don't want to be up to date. They want to be ahead of the curve. That's exactly what the hell we need. The problem is when you have competent black people, they get bought out by corporations. They get co-opted. They give Van Jones $100 million. But for us, it's like, yes, starve them out and let them wither on the vine. So it is public duty number one, public job number one to starve us out. And what you end up with, you got all these black academics, and yet when you go to these HBCUs, they're the most incompetent individuals. None of them can tell you all what's going to occur. Hell, they can barely tell you what's happening now, but they can't tell you what's going to occur. We need to have a heads up and have a preview of what's happening in the future. We have to have, if you're going to talk about the news, we don't just need to know what's going on now. We need to have a forecast of what will happen so that we can start making moves, because we're so damn behind the 8 ball. We need a forecast of what's going to occur. We need that. Yeah, Ms. Green, they giving out tangibles to illegals and then telling you and me, oh, we can't do something specifically for you. So Democrats and Republicans, they only start that fighting with each other when it's time to dispense something for us. Every other time they can agree on everything. The only thing that they both agree on is, wait a minute, nothing for them niggas. And then you see how they voted for Charlie Kirk, and then it all makes sense then, doesn't it? Once you see how they voted for Charlie Kirk, now it all makes sense now. That's the real thing talking. Those votes are the real thing talking. That damn jive talk they do showing up at somebody's Starbucks, I guess, in South Carolina, that's not the real thing. When they're smiling at you, that's not the real thing. The real thing is when they go back and vote. Now that's what they truly believe. They truly believe that right there. That right there. So I wanted to give you all the heads up that old Gavin Newsome is gearing up to run for president, and he recognizes he has a black problem, which is why he went to South Carolina. He's testing the waters to see how well people have paid attention. But more importantly, he's checking to see if anyone's going to hold him accountable for what he has not done for the foundational vote. He's trying to do everything he can to figure out how bad is this going to hurt him? How big of an issue is this? Now, right now, he's walking around with blinders on because he's only talking to friendly folk who already agree with him. And just to let you know, Gavin, photo ops and talking to your favorite Negroes, that ain't going to move the needle. That ain't going to move the needle, partner. At some point, Gavin, you gonna have to break down and talk to the soil. At some point, you are gonna have to break down and address the issues from the soil. At some point. Kamala tried to run and hide from it. She tried to hide behind black celebrities. That with over $1 billion, Gavin, and you saw what we did to her. Hiding behind every black celebrity and B-movie actor and washed up R&B singer she could drag into the room, and you saw the work she got. You think you're gonna get different? You think you're gonna get something different from what she got? You think you're gonna get a pass? You think we're not gonna have even more questions for you? You think you're gonna talk to Charlemagne and them and chip around the issues? No, buddy, it don't work that way. One way in, one way out. Welcome to the black street. There's only one way in and one way out. And the way out is the way you came in. You've had years to establish some credibility and clout for yourself. You had years to do that. CBS is not going to get you elected, dude. The corporate media is not going to get you elected. You're going to have to talk to the soil and the issues the soil have raised. The problem is you waited till the last damn moment, so now you don't have credibility. So you're going to go for it because you're the only thing Nancy Pelosi got. You're going to go for it because you're the only thing Nancy Pelosi has. So she's going to shove you out there anyway. She going to do that anyway. But that's a hell of a spot to be in when you're the only thing they got. They're not allowed to say what's really going on. Acknowledging racism is not going to help. He was on All the Smoke talking about, calling people woke. That's really just talking about black people. That ain't going to work, dude. It's not going to work. Sitting up here telling people, well, yes, people going around talking about woke. That's racist. Man, that all this damn I acknowledge racism, that ain't going to carry nothing. We ain't looking for somebody to acknowledge the damn obvious. I see blue skies and green grass. We're not looking for somebody to acknowledge the obvious. We're looking for you to do something about the obvious. See, the problem with all the old niggas is they taught the politicians that they wanted a photo op, that they wanted their existence to be acknowledged. Because coming from an era of segregation and apartheid in America, their existence was ignored. But the problem is we didn't need acknowledgement. We needed empowerment and resources. And I want the current generation to say, damn acknowledgement. You can acknowledge us with resources. You can acknowledge us with tangibles like you giving every damn body else. You don't give them excuses. You give them tangibles and resources. Where are ours? Where are our resources that you're supposed to distribute for us? Because you brought something for everybody else. Now, brothers and sisters, I want you to understand something. This is not going to be easy. This is not going to be easy at all. The Democrats are going to get full force behind him. Nancy Pelosi he's her puppet. So it is not going to be easy, but we are going to have to beat the drum relentlessly that we see Gavin Newsom coming, and we are going to have to beat the drum relentlessly about who he is and what he's done, or more importantly, what he has not done. We are going to have to stay consistent and relentless. A lot of folks are going to start forgetting, and they're going to try to I'm telling you, they're going to put $1 billion into trying to rehabilitate his image. And they know that black people are a severe problem for him. So people, we going to have to be on the march. We're going to have to be on the campaign. We are going to have to be consistent. We're going to have to be unrelenting, because they are going to be unrelenting in trying to snowball him in and get folks to forget about it. That's what they're going to do. They're going to do that. So they're hoping that all of us get up and go home or go away or whatever. And what they realize is that, okay, damn, ever since Trayvon Martin, people, the message got through to them for the last decade. We are not temporarily upset and then we're going to do something else. We're not temporarily upset. And if you just let us vent, then we'll go ahead and move on. That's not what's happening. The last decade, they're finally starting to accept that that's going to be a problem. They finally started to accept that this is not some temporary antagonism and we just going to get up and go away at some point. That's not what's going on. Not at all. This is the new normal, which is what I said 13 years ago. I said that 13 years ago, and we've been consistent ever since. In the chat room, SSEZ, we're asking a question here. We'd like to get some clarity. I don't know. You might need to call in if that's the case, but SSEZ, we'd like to have some clarity on that. So just like with Gavin Newsom, we don't take lip service, we take tangibles. So SSEZ, we're trying to figure out here what the dealio is. So why don't you go ahead and clear that up for us? Y'all notice all of a sudden they get quiet when Jason's like, by the way, hey, we asking for a paperwork check. And everybody gets quiet. To the Democrats, you can't win under these circumstances. That's not the way you win. You don't win on the low. You win on the level. You win on the level. If you won't stand behind your own statements, that's why you can't persuade others, because you won't even stand behind your own stuff. So can't do that. Okay, SSEZ needs to give me a call. SSEZ needs to go ahead and give us a call here. I'm very glad you asked, SSEZ, so you no longer need to talk in the chat room. You can go ahead and hit the Zoom link, sit back, smile, and dial. If you have questions, why don't you and I go ahead and just talk one-on-one? So the chat room is not the place to ask that question. You can ask the host directly. So let's go ahead and get SS Easy up on Zoom. The link is pinned to the top of the chat room there. So you can go ahead and give us a call up, and we'll be glad to clarify all of your questions for you. So you don't have to get it secondhand. You don't have to wonder about anything. We can go ahead and just get straight to the source of it and go ahead and do that. We can just go ahead and do that. Why is this dude looking like Show Enough? What? Damn! I'm like, okay, brother. It's looking like he's auditioning to be Cat Williams. It's like, looked like he did the audition for Thusla Doom in the first Conan movie. And yeah, y'all, what he say? He gonna wear his hair long and strong. I ain't mad at you. But like, brother, it's 2025. What he saying? Damn that. He gonna perm till he's sleeping with the earthworms.
And deal with it, nigga.
Yeah, y'all, he said he gonna perm till he kicking it with the earthworms. I ain't mad at him. I'm just saying, damn, dude. Damn. So he needs to go ahead and give us a call up here on Zoom. We can either discuss politics or perms, brother. We can do either which way. I got questions for you now. You got questions for me? I'm glad to hear that. I got questions for you. I got a couple questions I'd like to ask you now. Because we know where Brother Elijah gets his hair done. I'm trying to figure out where this one's happening. I need details. I need details and information. I'm just saying, it's like 3 brothers in America still doing this. Now, Cat Williams getting paid for it. The other 2 of you, I'm trying to figure, I'm just thinking to myself, it's like some old broads at the Blues Club. They still looking for that. Don't get me wrong. Back in the day, we was all sporting something like that. So back in the day, look, when Ice Cube had the Jerry curl and whatnot, for those of us who were old enough, hey, I ain't gonna front. Back in the day, them broads loved that, man. Back in the day, they loved it. I'm just saying, nigga, that's been like 30 years ago now. I ain't really trying to kick it with the chicks who were digging it back then, to be totally honest. I'm not disrespecting them. I'm just like, oh, hell no. They in their 50s. They got grandkids. So I'll take the compliment, but I'm just like, oh, it ain't fly like that. Miss Casey said he's probably putting in his roller set. What? Oh, man, it's 2025, y'all. Is this fellas out there still doing that? Once again, no shade. I ain't dissing. I'm just saying. I mean, because I'm looking on his page and I'm like, oh, niggas is wearing bonnets. Intervention! Come on now. What we doing? I mean, he doing all them gray hairs too, y'all. He got gray hairs and he just like, oh, hell no. He said, I ain't Cat Williams, I'm Dog Williams. Damn! All right. You know, like with the fellas now, it's, hey, fellas, if you still perming, I'm like, okay, are you perming and getting the rinse too? What? I need a stylist to let me know. Are the fellas still coming in? Are they getting the rinse too? I know the women get one, but are the fellas getting one too? In 2025, when they come in there, like he comes through the front door with him and whatnot, and oh, damn, about to spill my yak. I mean, I'm looking at this fella right here in 2025. I'm like, oh man, I know this nigga pulling up in a whole 79 Brougham. Oh, he come around the corner. Y'all, that the hood on that car about as long as your car is. He coming around the corner. He got to swinging like a limousine. He pulls up to the stylist. Oh, the doors on that Cadillac sound like the doors on a G-Wagon. Damn! Yes, sir. You know that G-Wagon door sound like a bank vault closing. Oh, if you got the old Brougham, the doors on that sound like a G-Wagon when you're closing that. You swing that damn door, you really got to get back on it because it's like that takes up a whole block. I mean, y'all can see him. I bet you niggas call him Pretty Ricky.
Nigga, please.
Oh, I bet you the hoes on the block call it, because he called himself Easy. I bet you the hoes call him Pretty Ricky. Y'all know that. Y'all can go to this page and take a look at it before you try to take it down. But oh, I know when he shows up at the damn spot, they calling him Pretty Ricky. Y'all see the females on this page? Them the ones still looking for him. Hey, Ricky! Damn! Lie.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, buddy, when he pull up, I get the spot, the women on the screen right here. I'm like, okay, everything makes sense now. Hey, Ricky. Hey, guys, what y'all doing over there? Y'all know how them old niggas do it. Everywhere they go, they do like the pistol salute with their fingers. Hey, what's going on, little daddy? Hey, sweet mama, what y'all doing? They'll be like y'all see Gavin Newsome right there? That'll be Easy. Easy will be doing that right there with your big grandma and stuff. He's sitting right there with them, boy. Size 16, 18, he ain't turned down nothing but his collar. He's y'all know him. They throw their arms around him. Hey, guys, what's going on here? Yeah, baby, I was just coming through here to get a little something. Yeah, you know what it is. I gotta come through here, get a little something. He ain't like he's still picking up packages. It's like, no, nigga. Coming here to pick up some damn meat sushi. Y'all know how them old niggas do it. They get back out there and they'll be stepping out with the sunglasses. They be stepping out that old ass car with the sunglasses. I just drive by and be like, boy, if I ever get that old, euthanize me. If it ever gets that far along. I'm not trying to be no teeny bopper, but I'm just like, okay, man, if I'm still trying to be the fly dude from back in the early 80s, y'all can go ahead and, it's about time to let me go. It's about time to let me go if I'm doing that. I'm not talking about chasing every trend. I'm just saying, y'all niggas Afrocentric. Okay, well, brother, I didn't say you had to have an afro, but the Clairol CoverGirl thing, it's just, that's what I got questions about that. So you asking me about Republicans. I'm like, okay. Why don't I sit down in the chair next to you in the salon and you can give me some tips, but what are we doing? What'd he say? He ain't got no hair on his face. It's all on his head. Damn! He ain't got no hair on his face. It's all on his head. Why is he looking like MC8 from back in 1992? Damn! I mean, 8 didn't have, the 8 had a curl and then he put it in braids, so he was G'd up, but I'm just saying, other than that, he looking like MC8 from 1992, y'all. It's a Compton thing. It's a Compton thing. I don't know where Easy is, y'all. He can get on the phone. Yeah. I don't know where Easy went, y'all. He was representing his clique, and when I said, hey, give me a holler up, let's chop it up, all of a sudden, wait, I don't know about that. What do you want from Republicans? Okay, well, why don't you go ahead and call me up and we'll discuss that. Brother, put the activator gel down for a minute here and we can discuss that.
And deal with it.
Unless I caught you, in mid-application. Now, if you don't put the stuff on there, it's like, wait a minute, brother, I need another 15, 20 minutes for it to work for me now. Fellas, y'all remember back in the day when you used to get caught? Remember back in the day you used to get caught with it? Oh, you put the activator on, it's like, okay, you let that stuff start working, and all right. Somebody always wants to call you on the phone. Right when you're sitting there and you got to wait your 15, 20 minutes for the stuff to finish working. Right when you do that, that's when somebody wants to call you. They're going to call you. Who in the hell is at the door? It's 12 noon on a Sunday. Who's knocking on my damn door? You had Tupac, I Get Around playing. You had Tupac, I Get Around playing. It's like, I'll be damned. I just need another 15, 20 minutes, and then everybody can show up after that. Don't do it now. They do it right when you're in a vulnerable position. Hey, Jason, where you at? Who in the hell is this? Y'all know me, I don't like visitors. I've never liked visitors, but just as soon as you get that going, it's okay, that stuff, it starts heating up on your head, and as soon as you do that, ring, 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 the phone, and just like they got ESPN or something like that. It's like, oh, I'm sitting there putting the stuff on, and next thing you know, who in the hell is this? I can't pick up. And it would be somebody important. That's the killing part. And that would be the one time when somebody, when you put the damn stuff on your head, that's when Ed McMahon wants to call with the check.
Nigga, what?
Right when you put the activator on your head and starts heating up, that's when Ed McMahon wants to call you with the check. You're looking at the phone, I'll be damned, Publishers Clearinghouse on a Sunday? What is this? Back then, cell phones was new to us and stuff. It's like, I'll be damned, really? You're trying to figure out how to move the phone? Can I get a pencil in it? What am I supposed to do with this? Y'all know how it was back then. Damn me, Eazy-E was calling to let you know that he listened to your demo. What? Right when you put the activator on, that's when Eazy-E called you to let you know he was listening to your demo. That's when Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis let you know, hey brother, we heard you then. You can go ahead and do this feature with Janet Jackson. I'll be damned, really? Oh, I'll be damned. Well, sorry we missed you, brother, but yeah, brother, sorry we missed you. So yeah, that's what used to happen, y'all. So I'm just wondering if Eazy is having a similar situation. He didn't think I was actually gonna say anything, and he's sitting there right now. Wait. Trying to figure out how to make this work out. He's like, okay, do I get third-degree burns or do I call Jason? It's just, what do I do? Call Gavin Newsome, nigga. That's who you can call. Call Gavin Newsome, damn it. So, y'all, another one bites the dust. I had to take y'all down memory lane for a minute. I empathize with him. I'm not heartless. I empathize. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm holier than thou about that. Jason, you mocking folk. I bet you had one. Yeah. I don't have it now. Not in 2025, I don't. It's been many, many moons since that aisle at, I forget which store we used to go to for that, as a matter of fact. It's been so damn long. That wasn't even a Walmart thing, as a matter of fact. We actually had to go to Beauty Supply for it. It's been many a moon since I darkened that doorstep. You see, it's been so damn long, I can't remember where the hell we got it at. Probably because it wasn't me. But in any case, yeah, so okay, not 2025, we ain't doing it, so it's... Yeah, could y'all imagine me trying to interview Kamala Harris and both of us are sitting up here combing our hair? What? No. I'm not trying to compete with the gals on that one. I'm not trying to compete with the females. The females, y'all can switch it up every few months. That's what y'all do. Y'all just keep doing that. But over here on this side of the fence, yes, we all right. We good. I am not boldly stepping into the 90s. It's not that kind of situation. So I don't want any of y'all mistaking me for your uncle back in 85. I'm not doing none of that. Because these young folk today, they go back and go watch some of these throwback movies, and it's like they look at that, then they look at you, and then look back at the movie again, they look at you and be like, damn. He think it was just 10 years ago, nigga. It's been like 40, 50 years. Who is keeping Bronner Brothers in business? Damn! All right. If y'all were wondering who was keeping them in business, now you know. Now you know who's keeping them in business. Folks, be on the lookout. The Democrats are not done. It is the Empire Strikes Back. Gavin Newsome is gearing up to run for office. And we are gearing up to remind him of his sins. So if they think that we done left the block, no, it ain't gonna be that at all. We haven't left anything. We'll be waiting, Gavin. You gonna be running all right. We'll be waiting for you. You're gonna be running from your track record, running from your reputation, running from your statements. You will be running in 2028. That is for certain. You will be running. That we are certain. When we pull up and remind the world who you really about, he will be running. For sure. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here tonight. Shout out to everybody who's contributed to support tonight's program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo. Shout out here to Keenan. Shout out to Brother Keenan, to Tom Slick, to Tobias. Thank you very much for your support tonight. FBA Queen, Zavon Scott. She was giving out some memberships, FBA Queen. We appreciate that. To W, Tamo, Fuquan, and everybody else who's contributed to support tonight's program. If you are new here to the Black Channel, welcome to the Haven of Intelligent Black Thought. We do this every holidays, weekends, every weekend holidays, some days in between. And especially if you're new here, hopefully we have earned you to click the subscribe button for us tonight. If you like what you heard and you want to stay up to date with everything that we do, click that subscribe button and stay current with everything that we do here. And if you haven't felt like clicking the subscribe button, well, we thank you for listening to us and come back next weekend. We'll see if we can earn your subscription then. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to tonight's program, live or recorded. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of the Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, black is the future and the future is uncompromised.